over.
But don't fret, we're back.
Everybody wins! And we're all new.
You have a falcon on your dress.
And on Girl Chat, don't put all your eggs in one basket.
1 day of rest and 6 days of dating. What is wrong with that?
Plus, with a fresh new take from Tamera.
Damn it, now I'm gonna cry. I just need to get something off my chest.
And actress Pam Grier.
That's gonna be good. For real.
A fresh start. And many of us are still hopeful about what this year will bring for us, thanks to the resolutions we made for ourselves.
Yes.
But for some of us, the one thing that could be holding us back from seeing these plans through is actually guilt. Professor Susan Cross Whitbourne from the University of Massachusetts Amherst says guilt can make you feel defeated, anxious, and depressed. And guilt also comes from expectations we set for ourselves. What do you guys feel about guilt, and how has it affected you?
I understand what you're saying, Tamera, because guilt can really bring people through a series of emotions that can weigh so heavily that it begins to show on them. Mm-hmm. I never quite understood it until actually recently. I lied to a family member of mine. And at the time, I really thought I was protecting this family member. I thought that I was making the most protective decision in lying to them about actually money, because I didn't want them to know a certain amount of money that they had, because I was afraid it would keep them in the position that they're in. They're in a harmful position right now for themselves, and so I kept them from them. And what ended up happening, as most lies do, it ended up spiraling. It ended up having to be kept up over a year. Other family members had to be involved in the lie, and it actually made this person spiral into a depression because of the lie, and when they found out, dove them deeper into it where I couldn't even reach them. It is one of the most it's one of the most guiltiest things I feel about myself today, because I call myself a Christian, you know, I do love God, you know, and I chose this path because I want to have that North Star to look forward to. I want to emulate something that's better than I know I am myself. Mm-hmm. So in that moment, what I did wrong is I tried to play God. But I don't realize that until now. So at this very moment, this is actually the first year where we're getting to that place. I'm trying to rebuild with that person because I've really lost them. And now they're in a place where they're just not trusting anybody. They've built walls and they've begun to abuse themselves. But it really is the most horrible thing that I've learned, that you cannot control somebody's life, and you can never lie and actually keep the dark in the dark, because God will always reveal that to light, and it's not right.
But Jeannie, I want to ask you something though. You know, when you told the lie, you thought you were helping the person?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And I think that was the thing that you thought. I hear what you're saying, and you said, you know, you can't play God, but when I hear your story, I don't know about I don't hear you saying you were playing God. I think you were trying to, in your mind, you thought you were helping them.
I know, yes, but I think maybe, I don't know if parents go through this, but a lot of parents, my parents have lied to me in order to think that they're protecting me. Mm-hmm. But you guys, you can't lie to someone you love. Mm-hmm. There's no way a lie actually turns out right. And I don't care what anybody else thinks. For me, I will never believe a lie is okay. So today, I understand what you're saying, and I tried to do the right thing, but 2017 for me is about learning my mistake and now being being that example that I know I look towards and want to be and can be by living each day with the truth, even if that means how bad I'm hurting.
I feel you.
That's awesome.
Tam?
I applaud you for being honest, Jeannie.
Yes.
For me, I think mine is probably going to be the obvious. And that is mom guilt. But it's real. Damn it, now I'm going to cry. I hate that.
And what is mom guilt?
Mom guilt.
Okay, first of all, I just need to get something off my chest. I feel like some people don't like the fact that I talk about my children and my family a lot. But what they have to realize is that my family is my life. And it should be right now. There's a difference between parenting your children and raising your children. I'm raising mine right now. They're under the age of 5. What people need to understand is, if they're not moms, they need to get that this time in their life is probably the most important. 5 and under, it is, it's true. Their brain development is going quick and fast.
Right.
And their experiences shape their characteristic.
They change every day.
Yes, their experiences shape who they are as people. And I'm not there all the time to see it. I want to be there every day. In a perfect world, I wouldn't want a caregiver. That's just the type of person that I am. But I also want to provide for my family.
Yeah.
And I want to be a positive example for my kids that they can grow up and do anything that they want to do. But at the same time, I don't get to spend that time with them. And I just want my children to love me just as much as their dad, because he's there a little bit more than I am. And I think working mothers, we're amazing, by the way. They will understand when I say that. Just because mommy's not there doesn't mean that I don't love you. I'm working because I do. So I experience that every day. Sometimes y'all may not know, but I do. I do. And on the weekends, I try to do my best, but sometimes I just feel it's not good enough, honestly.
So is it that you feel guilty that you have to work when you think you should be with your children more?
Yes, and sometimes people don't understand that, but you'll understand it once you're a mom, and especially once you see social media and you see these moms posting pictures of their kids, like every single second, every single moment, like going to the park with them, going to classes with them, music class. I'm not able to do that.
That makes sense now, because obviously we're on our own social media pages and we read our, the real Instagram and social and Facebook and all that, and we see sometimes people ask that, but I've always thought, like, when it's so ridiculous, you just flick them off and you don't think about it. But I understand that it actually penetrates you because it feeds the guilt that's already there.
Yes.
And then the reason why you speak so much about the kids here is because it's subliminally the only thing on your mind, because that's where you want to be.
And right now in my life, I'm raising my children.
Yeah.
If I weren't talking about them, then they would be saying, oh, you're the unavailable mom. How come you never talk about your kids?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I just feel like you can't please everybody.
Well, let me tell you something, Tam, okay? Because we've had these conversations before. Number one, I tell you, forget what other people are thinking and saying, okay? I know your kids, okay? And I see how you interact with your children. They love you so much, and I know you know that, but I know sometimes you need to hear that. And I see it, and I know it. So you're not doing anything wrong, but you got to stop letting... Sometimes get off those comments. Stop listening to what people are saying. You know what you're doing. You're doing the right thing. But I mean, I feel for you because, I get life from you.
Oh, thanks,
So
Lonnie.
I want you to know that. So don't stop letting people get into your head. You are doing just fine. Your kids will be just fine.
Better than fine. You're doing
And
great.
Great.
Thank you.
You want to do it all, but you don't realize that that's what makes you a dynamic woman.
Yes.
Is that you feel so much. You want to do it all here, and you also want to be that and more there.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you downplay how much you are there for, too.
Exactly. You trying to
really
act like
do.
you ain't never there. You
You are always
there.
there. I see all the videos.
Yes.
She comes here and she
Yes.
shows us she's so proud of every little thing they do, every word they say, every step Mariah takes.
Thank you.
You're a phenomenal mom.
And they could come here.
I know.
They welcome
Yeah.
anytime.
He's in school.
I have to tell you, though, coming from a mom who worked my entire life, yes, I didn't see my mom and dad, and yes, I was a latchkey kid.
Yeah.
But I will tell you that today I would never change one thing about the way I grew up because, number one, I have independence. You see me. I'm alone a lot of the time, and I'm able to care for myself, and I'm not afraid, and I don't depend on anybody except God
Yes.
in order to be who I am. That's number one. Number two, I respect a hard-working woman who can be that Proverbs 31 example, who can do everything, and you are that thing.
Oh my God, Dee, thank you.
You are So that. true.
And I
Thank
think
you.
the last blessing before we get over to you is that you have a husband that you know cares for your children while you're away.
That is
so I think, you know, I know you might have the guilt, but I just, like I said, if I feel bad about something, I start thinking why and processing it.
Mm-hmm.
And I try to think about the good things that's happening. Your kids are growing up. You may not get to see them when you go home tonight, but you can look at them. You may not be able to interact, but you're able to look at them.
That is
and
true.
you know that they're okay and that they're safe and that
That
they're
is
sound.
true.
So just try
Thank
to
you
keep
for that
remembering
perspective,
that.
Lonnie. Thank you. I appreciate that.
I recognize that just listening to you guys talk, a lot of our guilt is attached to family.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder why that is. You know, obviously those are the things that matter to us the most. And a lot of my guilt, I try not to have that much like you, but one of the things that has bothered me most recently has been exposing my family to some of the not so nice things that come with being in the industry. You know, I think we don't realize how much it hurts our family when people say, we can handle it, we can take it if somebody talks bad about us. But like, when you have a mom that goes on there and reads those things about a child, or you have, which now me and Israel have, you know, with the kids, and for them to read those things, I feel guilty. I feel guilty for exposing them to that. Does that make sense?
Yes.
To the idea of, and just recently I told you I was in church and I asked these, you know, I just want to say sorry to the kids. Because somewhere in my heart I feel like they should never read things about their dad that are like that. And I know those things wouldn't have come if he wasn't dating me. You know what I mean? And some of those things, people almost want to go on a witch hunt to
Yep.
find dirt on somebody because they're attached. And I recognize that this man has been successful for years. Not a bad word said about him. He starts dating me, and there was so much to say, not just about, you know, family things. And it just, that broke my heart. Again, I can take it, I can handle it, but I don't like seeing the people I love being torn down, torn apart, and being spoken badly about, especially when it's not true. So that guilt stayed with me, and just until recently, I was able to have a real conversation. I thank God that there's such incredible, strong children. I thank God I have a mom that knows better. I have a mom that uplifts me and can look into my face and be like, I know who my baby is. And that makes a difference. But just until recently, just being able to say I'm sorry helped me deal with some of that guilt. Just being able to say I'm sorry, even if indirectly things I didn't intend hurt you, I'm so sorry.
Adrian, I will say this. When I was at your wedding, the one thing that I really took away was the fact that those children love you.
Yes.
Mariah
Yes.
said a prayer,
Yes.
and it was beautiful. Because I've never seen the dynamic of, stepchildren. I haven't. And if there's going to be a positive and beautiful example, it's what I saw. So you don't have to worry about that, because those children, they love you just as you are.
They do.
And they know who you are. And that was beautiful to see.
And your children now, more than anything, they see how you love Israel. We see how you love Israel. And that love is incomparable to anything in their entire life, that Israel is a different man because of you. And Israel asked you to marry him. Israel put that ring on your finger, and Israel swept his family into your arms and made this a full circle of love because of you. That wouldn't have happened because of you.
Yeah. And it's gonna, you know, we live in some different times right now, and your social media, as you can tell, is a big part of our lives, and this is something that, you know, we signed up for. Before we go, I just want to check back in with you. Did you apologize to your family member? Are you okay?
I think sometimes some people need some time to really accept an apology. I did, but I got to get myself out of this guilt because I know I could do better and I should have done better, but I'm going to do that from here on out. That's awesome. You'd think that focusing on dating one person is hard enough. Well, hold on. A new study done by eHarmony claims that dating 6 people at one time is the new norm.
It's the problem in this
Yes.
world. No, why?
They are finally listening to me. Thank you. Okay, yes. Yes,
So,
tell them why. Tell them why.
According to the study, people loathe being committed to one person.
Yes.
And think dating multiple people at once, you will keep your options open for a better chance at love.
There are 7 days in a week, right?
Oh. Yes.
So you get 1 day of rest and 6 days of dating. What is wrong with that, okay?
Okay.
What, Sundays are for Jesus, your other boyfriend, and the rest of them are for the others?
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie, I've always said you are single until you are married. You should date until you know that that person is ready or you are ready to be locked down for life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And so
but
I'm saying I like multi-dating as long as the other person knows that you're dating other people.
But
Right.
girl,
So
where
it's
are we
more about
finding this energy, though?
Yes.
What are you talking about?
You
No.
just got married a month ago.
No, I've been dating for years, though. And let me tell you, it is taking a lot of energy. Because, okay, let me tell you. Like, every morning if you wake up and you're dating somebody, you don't live with them, you obviously just did, you hit them with the, hey, good morning. Is this a copy and paste to 6 people? Is there a copy and paste to 6 people? Like, hey, good morning, handsome. Good morning, gorgeous. Good morning. You do?
Yeah. That's what you do. You date.
I would feel so sad knowing that the messages that get sent to me, that's like, hey, babe,
No,
what
I
you
make
doing?
different messages. I make them different.
You change it up. No, I'm just kidding. No, but I don't think somebody's copy pasting. That sounds like absolute deceit. But I think if you let people know, I'm dating other people, you should date other people.
Okay.
Let's date, and if we find that this is something we want
I
to
am
do,
dating nobody that's
then
telling
I
me
have
they're
no
dating
question.
other people. I don't want to date you.
Define dating.
Oh, see, that's where you're getting to.
Yes.
Now, dating does not mean having sexual relations.
Okay.
Okay? See, that's where y'all coming from. That's why y'all would be tired.
Like, y'all doing a lot.
Y'all would be tired.
A lot.
Too
no,
much.
dating doesn't always mean you have to be intimate.
exactly.
But
I don't know. Nowadays, I'm telling you, I be hearing the
no.
Okay,
Not
but if I'm
everybody's
honest-
Netflix and chilling.
Okay.
Yeah, but
I'm gonna tell you ladies something, because you ladies are married, but you have to understand, men are doing this a lot more than women. And this is the reason why I push this, because men will do it and not tell women. And women are sitting up here saying, okay, I'm just gonna be with this one dude. And it's like, you have a feel in the back of your head that you can't reach him on a Friday, you can't reach him on Saturday, and he come back up on Monday. He's seeing somebody else, okay? You can fool yourself and sit back and act
How
like,
do you know, Lonnie?
I'm just
Lonnie,
dating,
and I have a question then. How do you know once he stops doing that? You
Go
don't.
ahead.
I think if you're honest enough to tell a man, listen, I'm dating other people, I actually think he might be honest enough to tell you he's dating other people too.
100%.
You think so?
Dude,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm from San Jose. It's been nicknamed Man Jose because there's so many men compared to how many women are there.
It
You guys
is.
heard this, right?
Nice,
a lot.
man.
All my girlfriends keep their options open and they openly tell the guy that they're dating, yo, I'm dating other people. You do you, but I'm dating other people. And guys actually respect that more. And guess what? Guys put it down more seriously too if they really want to.
Exactly. That's the whole point.
That's a great point.
It's not just
because
to go.
if a man wants to be with you, he's gonna make sure he gets you.
Right?
Exactly.
We're teaching
Yeah.
you some things here.
And there's no better way to start off 2017 than by asking your boss for a raise.
Woo!
Yeah. You know, now asking asking for one is tricky. Workplace psychologist Dr. Jennifer Newman says some people don't know how to start the conversation. Others are afraid. And there are those who feel they just lose the job if they ask. But the Association of Psychological Science says next time you are hammering out your raise with your boss, try kicking things off with a joke. You know what?
Really? You get a lot of raises?
I know.
You got a lot of jokes. How do you do that?
Well, when I was working as an engineer, I used to go in every Friday and talk to my boss, and I was like, hey, I need more money. And he said, no. I said, I'll see you next week, right?
That's funny.
And I did that for about 6 months, and then finally one day I said, hey, I need more money. He said, you got it. I was like, really? But it took 6 months to do it.
That's a lot of Fridays.
He kept telling me, get out. He was like, no, get out.
Yeah, I actually do agree that this may work. I think, but you got to be careful with the kind of joke. Don't crack a joke on your boss. He may not find that so funny.
Yeah.
But I think maybe self-deprecating jokes, like, girl, you know I'm poor.
Or I need a new weave. I need some more money. You know?
You know, like self-deprecating where you're like making fun of yourself. That should work, no?
Yeah,
What if
that
they
could work.
don't think it's funny? And they're just like looking at you like, that wasn't funny.
Well, you can
Then
say,
what do you
know,
do?
I'm missing a tooth. I need more money, you know.
Yeah, you know,
You
like,
gotta be creative, I
hey,
guess.
bro, I know I
Exactly.
come to work wearing the same outfit every day. I need more money.
Exactly. You know?
I do believe that asking for your own raise is important because most of the time companies don't recognize you to give you that raise even when you really deserve it. And a lot of times I've found, in my friends of mine who work in, corporations, they work so hard, but with the, other employees that kind of flood, the company, you don't stand out. So I know this sounds really, nobody's gonna believe me on this, but I've only seen it happen myself through my own family, my mother. But, okay, you gotta make yourself stand out at work. I really mean this. Like, if you walk into your work and you wear a basic black blazer and a basic black pant, and nobody knows your name, and you're just kind of, that person who's quiet, gets your coffee, sits down in your office, does your thing, and then goes out. You may be contributing so much to your job, but nobody knows who you are. Nobody knows what you do. You got to be somebody who actually makes people recognize you. And sometimes the easiest way to do that is the way you look. My mom dressed for the job and the pay that she deserved, not the job that she had.
That's I love that. The babysitter's dead.
I love that.
Yeah, they killed the
My mom would walk
babysitter.
in wearing hats, wearing decked out suits. You guys, she came in as the student of the Computer Business College in San Jose, learning tech engineering, like basic software skills. And then she looked so fly that she asked for a job there. They got her in as an administrative assistant. Within 1 year of dressing that same fly self, she started to become a representation of the company and became a counselor and earned a dividend for every person that she brought into the college.
You know what?
So she got a
that's
salary
a good idea.
and compensation.
But that might not have worked on my boss because he would have looked at me if I came in there fly. You don't need no money. You dressed
That is
already
true,
fly.
too.
Yeah, wait, what was that movie with,
Joy. Was it Joy?
no, Christina Applegate. She was a
Christina
teenager, but she walked in there looking so fly that they kept... Don't tell Mom the babysitter's dead. You remember that? And she went in there and looked like this fashion person that they were like, help us work on these projects. We see that you have a vision.
It's true. You don't believe me? Try it. Start standing out at work. Your boss better know your name. That's number one. You're not getting a raise if your boss doesn't know your name and what you do and how you contribute to the company. Number two, back it up. I used to work at MAC Cosmetics. I worked for an hourly wage, and I killed it, you guys, because I walked in there every day just looking like I was a CEO. I looked like something. I had makeup out to here. I had fly gear. You could only wear black, but I pimped it out, like with fascinators and everything. And then came to the point where I wanted to become a trainer because I knew my stuff so well. I was like, I can do that job. I can train other companies. And so not only was I already recognized, everybody up to the head trainer of the whole Northwest region knew who I was. I presented my case. She was like, Jeannie, yeah, I know you over at the Valley Fair store in San Jose. You kill it. Everybody says you look so great in your style. Why do you think you should do a great job for our company? I was like, let me tell you why. And I brought out graphs. I showed them what I brought in for sales from the day I started. I showed them my AUS and IPT. I was the first girl under the age of 25 within 2 years to make a six-figure income at MAC Cosmetics.
Wow.
Awesome, Jeannie.
See,
And look at you now.
I
would say I think the common thread, I know you were making jokes and you were, dressing to impress. I think the common theme that I see here is confidence.
Yes.
You have to go in and be confident. You have to believe, there's a difference between being cocky and confident.
Oh,
now.
yes.
You have to believe you earned that raise.
Yes.
Yes.
And if you don't believe it for yourself, then they're not going to believe it for you.
Yes, hard work and not entitlement.
Yes.
Sometimes in life, we can get stuck with a dilemma and we just don't know what to do. And with the new year, we want to make sure that you're headed in the right direction. That's where our girl Tam Tam comes in. She's here to give you the advice you need, so listen up. It's time for Tameras Take.
We have a video from Brittany Salam in Tallahassee, Florida, who watches us on WTXL ABC 27. Hey, Brittany! Let's take a look.
Hey, Tamera. Okay, so when my husband and I were dating, he was literally the most romantic man ever. I was dating Prince Charming in the flesh. But now that we're married, I don't see that side of him as often, only on special occasions. And when I express, babe, I need more romance, he looks at me as if I'm talking to a brick wall. My husband is amazing, but I don't know. Should I take the lead all the time and be the romantic one? Or should I sit back and continue to protest that, babe, I need more romance? Tamera, what's your take?
Okay.
Ooh.
That's
is
a
real
good
life
one.
story for
Yeah.
a lot
I
of
think a lot of
marriages.
people can relate to this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so usually I like to see if there's a positive in a situation first. And there is a positive. The positive here is we know that your husband can at least be romantic. You don't have to start all over and teach him something new. Now we just have to get him back there. And I think this is the reason why it's really important for you guys to keep dating once you do get married and continue to find ways to stay attracted, to each other. I usually like to be the change I want to see first. So I would suggest maybe try to be the romantic one for a little while and see if he follows suit. Now, if he doesn't, I would really sit him down and pick his brain and really ask him why he's disregarding your need, because you did express that. Maybe you need to explain to him there's a difference between wanting something and needing something. Your soul is craving for your husband to be romantic, and if he's romantic, then you'll feel happier in your marriage. Then you'll feel like your marriage is, more successful. And if your husband truly loves you, he has to respect that, and he must step up. So that's what I would say.
Good.
He's gonna do it. That was awesome.
I like what you said about leading by example, too, because
Yes.
that actually spices things up because you get yourself in a more confident place and all of a sudden things just happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that, Tam. You really do give great advice.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for that.
Now, our next guest broke down barriers in the 70s with her roles portraying powerful women, which could help to usher in a new wave of films with strong African-American leads. She starred in black exploitation films like Coffee and the very popular Foxy Brown. In 1998, she received a Golden Globe nomination for her role in Quentin Tarantino's Jackie Brown. I am very honored to give it up to this lady, the legendary Miss Pam Grier.
Such an honor to have you.
You basically brought out the blaxploitation genre. You really put it to light.
He was a feminist, and I brought that to film.
Wow.
And I went up with all the things that had happened to me as a 6-year-old and a 19-year-old fighting against sexism
Right.
and being attacked like I had no dignity. I fought back.
Wow.
And I said, no, it's not going to happen. Women have to help keep the mortgage and children fed. You come back from Vietnam. We have to use our education and our wits. And so we're not trying to take away anything from you. We're just your partner.
You know? Let me tell you something about you, Miss Grier, okay?
Tell me.
Tell you about this lady.
some.
When you were filming,
Yeah.
You know, at that time, there were a lot of wigs and black actresses wore straight hair. You wore your iconic afro. I mean, why was that so important? I mean, in every movie, you had your body banging too, but that hair.
I just thought, you know, that's my culture. It's okay. You know, if I can wear my hair, it's an aesthetic. It's no one trying to be white or be another culture.
Right.
It's just an aesthetic that, hey, if I put my hair wet in a ponytail, I can go. And it'll straighten out. But if I want to wear a fro and wear some dashiki and some African print, it works. But it's someone's personal taste.
I like when you put the gun in the fro and you pulled it out. And I was like, go ahead.
That's what we did. I visited relatives in D.C. and back in Denver, and razor blades and guns you could put in your fro. But it was a style, and it worked in the movies because a lot of the girl gangs did that.
Got it.
And they also used other things that are dangerous. But I brought that to film.
Did you feel a sexuality, you know, because of, you know, the way you portrayed yourself? How did you handle that?
Very well.
Yes. Agreed.
Well, the thing is, I see the women today owning their sexuality, such as if you look at Anne Hathaway. She, in Love and Other Drugs, nudity, topless. In Brokeback Mountain, nudity and topless. Owned it. I owned my femininity. And I wasn't doing it in a crass way, nor did I do Coffee 1, 2, 3, the porn version, or Foxy Brown, 5, 6, 7, 8. It was just one statement of owning your beauty and that don't be afraid of it. And men, there's no mystery.
Yeah, what impact do you think that had on women?
Wonderful.
Especially women of color.
Wonderful. And the fan mail that I've been getting, and I save a lot, it's crazy since 1971.
Wow.
Wow.
Today, of women saying, thank you for making me feel comfortable in my skin. Thank you for making me feel it's okay to have gone through, I may not be perfect, I may be imperfect. And I said, I want to show my imperfect breast. You know, Playboy was perfect. I wasn't. I was showing reality.
That's dope.
The authenticity
And
of
now,
who we are.
And now all of your fans can watch those movies and so many more on a new streaming service called Brown Sugar. Tell us about it.
Brown Sugar is this new streaming from the network of Bounce.
Got it.
Which is going to be airing over 150 movies.
Wow.
From Car Wash to all of the movies I did.
So they're all on.
They're all going to be on brownsugar.com, and it's a subscription. The first month is free, and for $3.99 a subscription. My mom and I watched 12 movies. And we
for
still
$3.99.
And we still didn't see. She wants to come back, which is how I lure her out to the farm.
Okay, is anybody else signing up beside me?
Yeah.
The greatest.
Pam, you are the best. We could just listen to your story for hours. Please don't go. Will you stay here with us?
Really?
Yes, stay here with us.
As you may know, we launched our show's very own app not too long ago, and the game for loudmouths and know-it-alls is a hit.
Yes.
We love it. We thought we'd put Pam to the test and see just how she holds up. Think you can do this, Pam?
No.
No! Yes, you can!
You got this.
You're going to love this.
It's time to play Shoutrageous.
All right.
Y'all have to be in it too.
Okay. Because Pam, this is how it works. Normally we pit two teams against each other to shout out their answers, but today we're playing a special edition of Shoutrageous just for you.
That's right.
And it's the adults only category, all right?
Ooh, this is gonna get risque.
Now, Pam, your total points decides whether or not our fabulous audience will go home with a prize.
Exactly.
All right?
Pressure.
That's right.
Thank you.
So all that stands in your way are 2 rounds of shouting. So you have to get a minimum of 50 total points, okay?
50.
I believe in you.
You got this.
You got this.
You got
And we're
our
on
day.
your team.
You got our day.
You got this.
You know why? Because you're Pam Grier. Hey, okay,
Well, maybe I'm not.
Okay, you'll be Jackie Brown or Coffee or something.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. For round 1, I'm going to read you a topic, and you have to guess as many correct answers as you can. And because we're rooting for you hard, Tam, Lonnie, and Adrian are going to play with you, too.
See, we got you.
Yes, so you
We
got
got
this.
this.
All
Okay,
three of you
gonna
guys.
help
Okay,
you.
let's
We
go.
can do this.
You guys ready?
Okay.
Ready,
Wait,
okay.
do I get a prize?
Yes, you get our undying love. Okay, we've got 30 seconds and the topic is a little saucy, okay? The topic is what you might have or be carrying on a walk of shame. Ooh. Think about it. Here we go.
Ready?
Go!
Underwear.
A toothbrush.
Okay.
Fingernails, condoms,
Oh.
KY jelly,
Hairbrush.
hairbrush,
Hairbrush.
hair weave, extensions, teeth, eyes, a glass eye, a phony
Glasses.
ear.
She's on it.
A bra,
Pajamas.
A bra.
tassels,
Leggings.
pasties, shoes, sandals,
A purse.
car keys to the Ferrari.
Okay.
That was us.
Someone has lived.
Wait, I am so impressed. You guys, you got last night shoes, a purse, last night clothes, cell phone, toothbrush, sunglasses, fresh undies, and your weave.
What didn't we get?
Pretty good.
And we got
The
condoms.
two you didn't get is taxi fare and the guy's t-shirt.
We did pretty well. We did.
Good.
A stinky T-shirt.
You got a total of 45 points.
There we go.
Boom.
Yeah.
All right. We're all about to be winners now.
Okay.
Now you have to do this in the reverse mode. What that means is I'm going to read answers that appear on the screen. You have to guess what the topic is.
Okay.
Got it? Okay, you ready? Here we go. Sports,
Things men like.
training,
Gym, exercise,
Men
sex,
like to do.
sex,
Athletes.
Nursing.
Nursing.
Oh, sports bras?
Sports bra.
different types of bras.
I get sex without a sport bra.
Once it said nursing, we were like, these are not things men like to do. That's
So,
not
you
it.
guys, you got a total of 35 points, which is, dude, she's better than us when we play against each other.
know.
The total is 80 points. Everybody